Hey troops, Roxee here and welcome to Roxee Plays Games and welcome to a new game on the channel, Kerbal Space Program. Before I get into today's video, I want to do my usual thank yous. So thank you for everyone who has liked my previous videos and thank you for everyone who has subscribed to the channel. As always, it is really appreciated. Right, we are here in Kerbal Space Program. Why on earth am I playing this really old game? Well, I say really old, it's been out a few years. Um, Two reasons why. Kerbal Space Program 2 is due to come out next year, and I'm really excited for it. It's going to be obviously an enhancement from this, and it's also going to be multiplayer. And secondly, I was playing it a couple of years ago on the Xbox, and I actually managed to get it for the PC for free. And I thought, you know something, why not have a little go? So yes, we are here. Um, it's not going to be a tutorial based series, although obviously I will give my personal tips and hints along the way, and obviously you guys can not make the mistakes that I make. It's going to be a bit of a playthrough. So let's start the game. Now I was umming and ahhing, we're going to start a new game, I was umming and ahhing what to do. Sandbox is essentially you've got everything, you've got all unlimited money, unlimited science, everything unlocked, so you can just do whatever you want. Obviously with career mode style games, I like to start from the bottom and work my way up. Pretty much all of the games that I play, that's how I play. I don't like the easy mode, so to speak. Science, well, let's go down to the bottom. Career is the bottom of the ladder, so you start off with very little money, no science, nothing unlocked, and you kind of, well, very basics unlocked, and you basically have to do jobs. Obviously, space program game, so you're going to be doing space type jobs, so that you can unlock better equipment, better science, all that sort of stuff. Science is kind of in the middle where everything's unlocked apart from technology. So you have to kind of go and do jobs, earn the science to then unlock better equipment. But there's no money restrictions, there's no reputation involved, there's no limits on your pilots and stuff like that. We're going to do career. It's just the, for me, it's the logical thing to do because you have to work your way up, so it'll take a little bit longer. Okay, let's start. Let's get into this episode. I don't know how many we're going to do on this. I mean, I really like it. Right, how's the volume? Volume doesn't look too bad. Let's pump it up a little bit so there's a little bit of noise going on. Um, is that enough? Maybe a little bit more, maybe about there. Um, yeah, I don't know how many episodes there's going to be. I'm just going to play until I stop playing, essentially. Again, it's not a tutorial. I'm not going to explain everything. You can kind of pick it up as I go along. Because we're starting off at the bottom, there's going to be minimal that I can do anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to the mission control here. Oh, he was loud. Let me turn you down a touch. Yeah, we're in mission control, and I'm going to pick up. We can have a maximum of 2 contracts. So we're going to gather scientific data from a Kerbin. So we can do that on the ground, and we are going to launch our first vessel. We can pretty much do that straight away, I think. So let's leave facility. We're then going to go to the vehicle assembly building, and we are going to construct our first ship. In fact, before I actually launch into space, we're just going to do something very basic. It's all about the science. Let me actually come back out of here and show you what I mean. It's all about the science. We go to research and development. This is our research tree, our skill tree basically. And the kind of the way it's going is obviously we're here. The next ones require 5, then it goes around about 15 to 20, and then it kind of goes up 45, 45, 45. They're all 45, then it's going up to 90. then 160, 300, 550, 1,000 science points, and that's obviously at the top here we have got 0. And we gain science points from doing jobs. The harder the job, the further away the job, and I'll show you the planet in a minute. That gives you more points. The science is kind of down the bottom, so at the moment we've only got one thing that will gather science, and that is this thing here, the mystery goo containment unit. The next one along will unlock a thermometer. The next one after that will unlock the barometer, and then so on and so forth. As we go along, it unlocks newer, better science stuff. So everywhere we go, we can gather a little bit of science, get some points in, and build this up. So that's that. If I go to the map, we can't do it from here. Can we do it from here? Yeah, here we go. So here's the planet of Kerbal. I'm going to refer it as Earth. And we got the moon, or the moon, as you might think of it. And that orbits around Kerbal, or Earth. And then we've got another moon here called Minmus. That circles around slightly different planes. So the moon goes round same sort of plane as the equator. But Minmus is kind of offset slightly. Zoom out a bit more, and we have got all these other bits. So we've got the sun, we've got Moho, we've got Eve, we have got Duna, we've got Dress, a bit more out, we've got Jewel, and then we have got Elu. I don't know if they'll ever add any more in, but either way, this is where we are. Come all the way back down. This is where we are, and everywhere you can go, there's different like planes, different continents, whatever you want to call it, and you can gather a bit of science. So even down to where we currently are, I can't zoom in any further, but I'll zoom back in there. But you got highlands, you got lowlands, you've got water, you've got all these desert areas. These are all different biomes, and all these different biomes you can travel to, gather a little bit of science. And oh, that's a bit of weirdness going on there with the game. And even here, we can gather science from the launch pad, we can gather science from the crawler pad, all these different areas, the tracking station, the vehicle station, mission control, all these different areas you can gather some science from. But obviously it's time consuming to do all those little bits, and it only gives you little bits of science. Again, the further away you go, the more science you'll be able to collect. Right, so let's get back into here. While that's happening, I'm just going to turn that off. Just turning off my lights there. Cool, right. So here we've got our construction area. First thing we're going to do is we are going to click on our command pod. This is where our pilots, scientists, whatever, go into. We're just going to do everything on the ground initially. So all I need is a science mystery goo containment unit. I'm just going to plonk you right on the side there. That's all I need. This is the first equipment, or first little spaceship we're going to do. I'm going to change the pilot to scientist, because the scientist can do some extra bits that the rest can't. Let's launch. Have a quick sip of my tea. That's nice. Okay, so we're on our launch pad. There is the vehicle construction bay, pad, whatever you want to call it, and some weird artifacting going on there. But what we want to do is we want to come to here. We're going to click on our mystery goo containment, and we're going to gather some science. There we go. So that's going to give us 3 science. Not a lot, but like I said, the further away we go, the more we're going to gather. We can click on the pod, we can right click on there and we can gather a crew report. That's going to give us 1.5. And then what I can do is I can do an EVA, extra extra vehicle. Is it extra vehicle? That word, you know what I mean. We can jump out of here. We can right click on Bob, and we can do an EVA report. EVA report from the launch pad. That's going to give us 2.4. Awesome source. Then what I can do is I can right click on here. I can take the crew report data, and then I can store both of them inside. So you can either click on the store experiments, or I can go inside and it will automatically store them. But I can store them in there. Cool. So now I can jump off and I am free to go around. So I can only basically carry one bit of science. That's why we stored the EVA report. So I can collect another EVA report and store it. However, because we've already done the launch pad, if I was to do that and I tried to store it in here, it will tell us command pod EVA report from launch pad already stored. So we've already stored that in there. So that's no good. So like I said earlier, we can go to all these different areas and gather a little bit of science, but we're only going to get 2.4 science. And this poor bloke's little legs, look at him. Let's take his helmet off. Remove helmet. Poor Bob here, he's got the smallest legs in the world, and for him to run to all these places, I mean, that's about 500 meters away, that's about 500 meters away, that's probably about 400 meters away, and the other buildings are even further away because they're behind this building here. But just going to this crawl away here, which is about 150 meters or so, is going to take a little while, and you will see just how long it's going to take now as we're running along. Still running along. Are we halfway yet? Nope, not even halfway. So it's no good here, because if we click on him and we do an EVA report, we're still in the launch pad, so that's no good. So we're just going to run down here. Now, having a vehicle, like a car of some sort, would be really good. A little moon buggy of sorts. But we can't build one of them yet. It's going to be quite a while until we can. And the cost that it would cost to build something to drive around, for the very little amount of science we're going to get, it's just not worth it. Right, are we in the crawlaway yet? Let's have a look. EVA. Yes, we're in the crawlaway now, so we can keep experiments. However, I can't go and gather anymore because I can only carry one, so I have to put it back in there, 155 meters. So we're going to zip back there, put that into our pod, and then we're going to recover it. So I shall use the power of editing and get myself up there as quickly as I can. Meow. And here we are, running back. So all I need to do now is, I don't need to store it and then jump in, I can just literally jump in. So let's click on board, and then we're going to come up here, recover vessel. That's going to give us a little bit of science. Not a lot, but a little bit. We'll see how much we get. We got 11, that's fine. So we can click on next. We got some money, 55,000. 6 reputation. But we also completed a mission as well. Here we go. So, achieved goal, gather scientific data from Kerbin. So we've achieved one of our jobs. So we can go back to mission control. Right, so the next one, escape the atmosphere and orbit Kerbin. So let's pick up this one here, because that one will be reasonably simple to do. That's just literally flying up. The orbit curbing will be a little bit more tricky, and that will be in another episode. But we've got 11 science, so let's go to our R&D, and we're going to grab these two here. Basic rocketry is going to give us some extra rockets and fuel tank, so we want that. Research, and we want another science called engineering. That's going to give us a decoupler, which we're definitely going to need, but we're also going to get a thermometer so that we can do some more testing, get some more research points coming in. And let's leave you and we'll come back to the vehicle assembly bay. Right, so that's the first one. Really simple. I haven't really done anything there. What we're going to do now is we're pretty much going to do the same thing again, but we're going to launch off the ground. Now the idea is we've got our ground level done where we are on the launch pad. As soon as you take off, that's classed as basically low flying, and it doesn't matter, but it needs to be below 18,000 feet, or 18,000 feet or 18,000 meters. Meters, I think it's in, isn't it? Yeah, meters. 18,000 meters. That's classed as low flying. And then you've got above 18,000 meters, which is high flying, and then low space or low atmosphere is classed as 70,000. So yeah, we're going to aim to get into high flying in this particular flight. What do we need? Well, first of all, we're going to need, I like to work backwards. I'm going to be coming down to Earth, or back down to Kerbal. We want to come down safely. We haven't got wings, we're not a plane, so we need a parachute. So let's plonk a parachute on. Done. Next thing we want to do is we want to think about science. We've got two things we can do now. We've got the mystery goo as well as the thermometer. And we want to take as many as realistically possible without obviously adding too much weight and being too much of a hindrance. We can probably do another mystery goo on the ground. We might be able to get a little bit more, squeeze a bit more points out of there. But then we've got low flying, we've got high flying, and then we've got wherever we land, because we're not going to land exactly on the same spot. So that's 4 different spots that we can potentially get some mystery goo from. So we are going to click on this. We are going to go to two-way symmetry, and we are going to plonk you there. We're going to take you off and then put you back in there. So we've got 4 of these. One's going to be on the launch pad, one's going to be low flying, one's going to be high flying, and one's going to be wherever we land. We can do the same with our thermometer as well. So let's plonk one there, and then left click and plonk another one there. So that is all of the science that we can currently do. We've got a parachute to land. All we need to do now is get up in the air. So we've got a couple of different things we can do here. We got a fuel tank. The fuel tank is for the swivel engine, but we've also got these 2 solid fuel boosters. What's the main difference between these? The solid fuel boosters have the fuel and the oxidizer both mixed in with them. You can't control the speed, it's literally on or off. The swivel engine, that requires a fuel tank. Oh, and also with these, you can't control the direction, it's just literally up and go. Unless you've got some form of maneuvering device in your spaceship, it will just go in a straight line. Whereas this has a small gimbal on it. If we right click here, we can see we've got a where does it show it? Sure, it shows it on there, does it not? Oh, let me just, how do I, there we go, down here, there we go, gimbal 3 degrees, so it's not a massive amount, but it's there. However, for that we need fuel tanks. Also, looking at the engines, is some are better in low atmosphere, some are better in high atmosphere, and the way we look at that is the ASL and the VAC. ASL is at sea level, and VAC is vacuum, basically up in space. The swivel is really good in vacuum, but not so good low level. The hammer, same again, really good in vacuum, not so good, or not as good in low atmosphere. And the same with the solid, or the flea solid fuel booster. However, out of all three of them, the hammer is the best at sea level. So that's what we're going to go for. But here's another thing that we need to think about. If we plonk this on here, yes, we can take off, but then we're going to come back down again, and that's a lot of weight to come back down to Earth with, or back down to Kerbal. I keep saying Earth. It's a lot of weight to come back down to Kerbal with. We want to ditch this. Once this is empty, we want to ditch this. So what we can do is if we go to coupling, we unlocked in our last unlock the TD12 decoupler. So let's plonk you on there. And what that's done now, over our right hand side is we've got our stages. So the last stage, or stage 0, is going to be the parachute, and stage 1, which currently is the first stage, is the decoupler. But we're going to add in another stage, which is going to be the engines. Now that's mixed it up a little bit, so all we need to do is just add in a stage there. We're going to put the decoupler there, and we're going to move the engines down to here. So the way it works is it works from the bottom up on your stages. It doesn't matter what's here. I mean, this can be in totally different random orders, but it works from here. So the first thing when we hit our spacebar is going to activate the engine. Then when we hit spacebar again, it's going to disconnect the engine. And then when we hit the spacebar again, it's going to activate the parachute. But obviously we'll do these at the correct times. Now, will this get me up to high space? Oh, not sorry, high space, high flying. We don't know. It's definitely going to get us into low flying because we won't have to go off the ground a foot, and we're there. We will see. What do we need to do for our mission? We need to launch our first vessel. We're going to complete that. Escape the atmosphere. Now, the atmosphere is 70,000 meters, or 70 kilometers. We're not going to do that on this engine. I can pretty much guarantee that. So let's go. We'll save this, and we will launch. Have a quick sip of my tea. Awesome sauce. Right. Now that we've got more of these things going on, trying to click these at different times when we're moving can be a little bit awkward, and we start panicking and we misclick or we click on the wrong ones. What we can do is two things. We can right click on these, move it to wherever we want, and pin it. So we could do that for number 1 and number 1, and then we can do the same for number 2 and number 2. And this is what I used to always do. It works, it's fine, and then basically you just click on whatever we need to do. So we need to do these two first anyway, so let's do these because we're on the ground. See if we can get some more mystery goo. Yeah, we got a little bit, 0.7, we'll take that. Log temperature, we haven't done that yet. That's going to give us 2.4, we'll take that. Then we can unpin these because we don't need them anymore. They've been used. And then we can obviously pin these as well. But what is a better thing to do is we've got control groups. So we go over to the right side, and it's easier to do this in the construction bay, but we can do it over here. If we go to, oh, I tell you what, we haven't actually unlocked it. I forgot we're on the career mode, so we don't actually have that. Yeah, we just ignore everything I was about to say, because we don't have it unlocked right now. Derp. Right, so let me just pin these up then. So this is going to be number 2. Make sure you click on that, otherwise it'll disappear. That's number 2. And then this one will be number 3, and this will be number 3. So we've done the one on the ground. So this will be low flying, this will be high flying, and this will be back wherever we land. We can also have this at the ready for when we get to low flying. We won't be able to do high flying because obviously we will not be able to get out and do an EVA to collect it to then store it. So what we can do is we can do it wherever we land, and then when we do our next launch we can do high flying, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Right, so we have got Bob on board. Bob is not a pilot, so it's not so much of a worry for this, but if he was a pilot he'll be able to operate this SAS, and basically what the SAS does is the pilot, if we go in here, he can control the ship to a certain extent and try and keep it going in the right direction, basically wherever we're pointing. Bob can't do that, so he's just going to be hoping that the spaceship will go in the direction that we want. Anyway, that's enough talking. Let's get ready. So we're going to take off. We're going to do our first ones at low, and then when we get to 18,000 feet, presuming we get to 18,000 feet, we're going to do the second lot. Here we go. Make sure that's all ready actually. Engine, then decoupler, then parachute. Right, here we go. So let's do log temperature. Done. Observe. Oh no, no, we're twisting. Well, this could be a bit of a disaster, but we're going to stick with it. We're not going to get to 18,000 feet. Can 100% guarantee. Oh, actually, we might be. Right, engine's gone, so let's decouple that because we don't need you anymore. And let's pray that we can get to 18,000. No, we're not. We're dropping already. 16, 15. Ah, that's a shame. Right, well, let's see if we can get any more mystery goo from here. Yes, we can. Can we get another bit of temperature? Yes, we can. Let's activate our parachute. And we will do a crew report, because we can do that from here. And then the last thing that we'll have is when we land, we can do our mystery goo and thermometer. We can do an EVA. We can collect the crew report and store it, and then we can do another crew report wherever we land. So that didn't quite go to plan as far as getting up to 18,000 feet because we went off at an angle, but that's because Bob can't control the spaceship. So we're going to do the same, exactly the same again, but we're going to put a pilot in the pilot seat so that we can obviously get to the next stage of altitude, 18,000 feet. Alrighty, so we're coming down reasonably quickly. Let's just speed it up a little bit, not too much. If you go too fast, sometimes the game can glitch and end up skipping, and then you end up crashing or dying, blowing up or something. Right, so parachute is deploying. Awesome. Right, let's speed up a little bit until we get a bit closer to the ground. I never like going too fast. I'm always too scared in case it kind of glitches and blows up and you've just wasted that however long it took you to do whatever you're doing. I mean, yes, you can do a quick save and all that sort of stuff, for those of you that are wondering. Slow down. We're on a little bit of a slope here. And we're down, nice and safely. So we can do another mystery goo. It's going to give us another 3 science. We can do another temperature. That's going to give us 2.4 science. We can unpin them. We can EVA. We can right click on him and we can do an EVA report, 2.4. We can right click on the hatch. Oh, it's already there. We can take data Then we can store data. Then we can right click on here and we can, oh no, we need to be inside. Let's board. Now we can right click on here and we can do a crew report 1.5. Awesome. Let's recover vessel, because that's all we can do here. And that's given us another, hopefully 15. Oh wow, 54. Fantastic. Right, let's collect you. Got 161,028 reputation as well. Brilliant. Right, R&D. So we're definitely going to want our next science survivability, because that's going to give us heat shields. We're going to need that for when we go into space and we come back in. Obviously we're going to end up burning up otherwise and we'll blow up. We've got another science collection device, a barometer. We've got a service base. Service base is really handy because we can put all of our science modules in here so that they won't get damaged on the way in. We've got some extra parachutes that go on the side. We've got some landing struts which will be handy, and a radially attachable radiator panel to help disperse heat into okay, awesome. Right, let's research you. What else have we got? 39 points. We can't do this one, which would be nice. We want this next because that's going to give us some more science. It's going to give us some batteries. The probidolbidine, I love saying that word, probidolbidine, is something that you can use to basically control the pod a little bit more when you don't have a pilot. Experimental storage unit, I'm not 100% sure what you do with that, to be honest. I've never personally used it and I've never seen a video of anyone using it, so I don't know. But we've got 39 points. We can get these two here. So general rocketry is going to give us another rocket. The Reliant, the Thumper we're definitely going to want, and a bigger fuel tank. So let's research you. And stability, that's going to give us awesome aerodynamic nose cone, a bigger winglet, and the radial decoupler which we need. So let's research you. Perfect. We've got everything that we want now for pretty much going to space. Let's leave facility. Let's go to mission control. Oh, if you're doing the career mode, just make sure you keep popping in here and make sure you've always got missions to do. Right, so we've got our active one at the moment is escape atmosphere. We can do that now. Let's have a look what we've got here. Some of these are really good, some of them are really difficult. Conduct a focused observational survey of Kerbal. Go to the designated test site and gather some. So these ones are a little bit awkward because you have to go to wherever it is. Take a crew report in flight below 19,400 meters near Valentina's oversight. So I don't know where that is. Don't know where you are. All these like locations at the moment, I don't know where these places are. I will obviously find out at some point, but right now I don't know where all of these are. What's this one here? Heat shield. Objective: have heat shield 0.625 meters. Kerbal flying. Oh, but that's simple enough. Just we want you to hold the heat shield into flight above Kerbal. We can do that. That's simple enough. Cool. Right, let's come out. Let's go back to here. So it's a 6.25, wasn't it? Right, so we're going to do some changes here. Let's get rid of you first of all. And let's move you to the side. First things first, we are going to put in the service bay, which is payload. Service bay, we're going to plonk you underneath there. So this is what we're going to come back with. However, the difference now, if we open this up, we've got some storage space here. Zoom in a little bit. So rather than having these outside where obviously the higher up we are, as we're coming down, we're going to be coming in faster, we're going to generate more heat. These could potentially blow up because they're not very you know, if you imagine I'm coming down at this angle, these are sticking out from the side, the heat's going to come around the bottom and it's going to be hitting these, and then they could blow up, and if we lose them, we lose the science. So we're going to plonk these inside here. I want you on 4 times. I'm going to plonk you like so. I'm going to get rid of them. And yes, that's not staying like that. Oh, what I'm going to do is click on these. Oh, no, didn't want to do that. I wanted to... let's do Control Z. There we go. I want to do the Move tool. So click on one of these, and because I've put them all in together, they'll all move together because they're not individually plonked in. And can I click on this? There we go. Move. Right there. Let's take the toggle. What's the hell's toggle snap? Toggle snap. Wow. Words are failing me this evening. Right, so we should have 4 of them there, which we have. Awesome sauce. Let's move these and do the same with them. Plonk you. Let's plonk you a little bit further out to sides, like that. They can go away because we've got more science, guys. We have got more science. We've got these things here, the barometers, and the barometers can come in the middle like so. Cool. So we've got all of them that we can collect data with. Let's not take you off. Let's close you. Right, next thing we're going to do, so this is what's going to be coming down to space, but at the moment this could probably overheat and blow up. So we are going to put on some thermal. And we need to bring this back down, but this is too small. We don't want that. This is what we're going to be coming back down with, like so. But for our science, we can put you on like that, put you like that. Perfect. So although we're not going to be actually physically use that, it's still going to be taken because the job says haul the heat shield into flight above Kerbin. So that's all we need to do. Just need to get it into flight. Okie dokie. Right, so this is what's going to be coming back down. We want to put our decoupler on right about there. Is that right? Oh, that's better. Right about there. Now what we need is we need to get this up into high flight. Ideally we want to get it into space so we can get the escape the atmosphere job done at the same time. So let's have a look. What have we got here? We could stick on a thumper. Is this going to be any good? I don't know. Will this get us up? Right, let's have a look at this. It's got a thrust of 2.73. Ideally we want to have this a little bit lower. Let's go to our Delta V tool here. Can I move this out of the way? No, I can't, but I can move you out of the way. We want you on sea level, and it's got a thrust now 2.73. We want to bring this thrust down. So what I'm going to do is going to go to the thrust limiter, and let's try 70. What's that going to bring it out at? 1.91. Let's bring it down to 60. 1650. 136. That, I mean, it's not perfect. I'm not sure exactly what the best number is, but anything over 1 we're going to be in a positive climb. If it's below 1 we're not going to move. But if you have it too fast, then it's going to cause more friction and actually end up not being very efficient. So that's all fine. Let's close you back down. Let's close you back down. Will this get us up into where we need to? I really don't know. It's an experimentation. We will find out. We'll definitely get into high altitude. Whether we'll get into space, I don't know. We're going to put some aerodynamics on this. Now we do have some limitations. If we go to our engineer report, we've got a maximum of 30 parts, and we've got a maximum of 18 tons. At the moment we've got 19 parts and 9 tons, so we're fine. So we can put on some aerodynamics, we can put on some basic fins. We don't need the big fins, I don't think. Yeah, we'll be fine with the basic fins. We'll be fine with 4 of them. We want to kind of line it up with the pod there. So let's plonk you right about, matter of fact, let me go to toggle snap and then click you in. Perfect. Right, that's it. We've got our engine to get up. We can decouple here. We've got our science modules in there for our various different stages. Pilot. We need a pilot now. So let's get rid of Bob and let's bring in Jebediah. Jebediah will be our pilot today. I think we've got everything now. So let's name this first rocket to space Mark 1, because there may be more iterations to this. Let's save and let's launch, and let's see how bad this is going to be. Fingers crossed, guys, fingers crossed. Cool. Right, so because I can't do control groups yet because we haven't got that unlocked, that's a shame. We need to open this up and we need to go to our various different modules. So I want number 1, pin number 1, pin, and number 1, pin. And we're going to go to the right hand side, number 1, or number 2, and number 2, and a number 2. Alright, let's do the right hand side now, or left. Oh, wait, what's going on here? How many have we got in there? I'm sure we've not got 4 in there. Please tell me we've got 4 in here. Yes, we have. It's really tricky to click on. Might have to make a note of that and not do them right on top of each other next time. Because I can't click at you. I've already got you. I don't have you. Cool. Don't have you. And we don't have you. Right, so we've got 4 of them. Let's close you back up. In fact, I'm going to leave you there. And the other thing that we want is our crew report, which we will put here for now. And then once we've done these ones and these ones, I'll move you across. But this one will be getting done. We've done low flying, so we need to do high flying. Right, because we've got a pilot in now, we can hit SAS, so that'll give us a bit more stability. We've done our thrust, we've got our stages all ready. Let's see if we can get ourselves to space. Right, we're up. Let's see if we've got any mystery goo. I'm not going to bother with that bit. We'll wait until we get into above 18,000. Not sure what's going on with all the artifacts, and that's a bit annoying. Right, so we're waiting for 18,000. Let's have a look at this. This is tell us where we're going to get to, because even when the engines are gone, we're still going to be having forward momentum. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. Right, we're gonna, at this moment in time, we're gonna get over 18,000 feet. So yeah, we should be good for getting our high altitude. I we're not going to get 70,000 feet on this, unfortunately. Or will we? Right, we're at high altitude, so let's do our goo, our temperature, sorry, our barometer, and then our temperature. Let's get rid of you. And you know something, we might actually get ourselves into space. Let's unpin these. Let me do a crew report. If we get into space, we can actually, I don't think we can do an EVA, no, because we haven't unlocked that, so I can't do that. But we're going to make it into space, guys. Awesome sauce. Right, we've done a crew report, so we can unpin you. And we're in space. We've made it to space. Let's do another goo. Let's do a barometer, and let's do a thermometer or temperature, and then we can unpin all of them. Put you up there out of the way, and what we're gonna, oh my god, we're gonna go all the way to 124,000 meters or 124 kilometers. This might take a little while, and we're pretty much going straight up, and that's going to generate a lot of heat when we come back down. Right, let's speed up time until we start coming back down, and there we are, coming back down already. Right, I don't think we're good be able to get any more goo. Oh yes, we can get more goo. Let's see if we can get more barometer. Yes, we can. Thermometer. Yes, we can. We'll save these for when we hit the ground. So let's unpin them. So it's going to give us a nice bit of science. We're off to the left slightly, so this is going to be hopefully a new biome that we haven't been to, and we are going to start generating some heat very, very soon. But Jebediah looks very happy. You look very, very happy. Oh, here we go. Hello. Look at that big cheesy grin of his. How cool must that be, going to space, man? I didn't actually know you could do that. That's the first time I've actually ever done that. Cool. Are we going to get some heat coming up? There we go. There it is. So we'll be fine with this. That will stop us from blowing up. This heat dispenser thing. Ablator, is that how you pronounce it? And just broke the sound barrier as we came in. We're going to wait until the parachute isn't red, and then we will deploy it. There we go. So it's fine to deploy. Pop you out, and then we can come down to Kerbin safely. And there it opens. Coming back down. Jebediah is a happy cookie that he's going to live. There's the moon, or the mun. So obviously the game does have proper day and night cycle, because obviously it's rotating. Right, so what we can do now is we can do our goo. We can do our barometer and our, oh, we've done a temperature gauge here already. Let's do an EVA, see if we can get anything from this. EVA report, nope, nothing on there. So let's get back in. What about a crew report? Oh, right, yeah, can't do that. So let me get you back out again. EVA, take data, and then get back in. And then do a crew report. Nothing to do here. Kerbin's grassland, so we've done grasslands on our last landing. Right, let's recover vessel. Hopefully we've got a little bit of science. That, well, we have got a little bit of science. Hopefully we've got a decent amount of science. $89. Wow. A little bit more than I was hoping for. 256,000 in the bank. Brilliant. Jebediah is ready for his next assignment. Awesome source. Right, so we've got 256,000 Kerbal credits. We've got 89 points to spend. So we're going to do basic science. That's going to give us batteries. That's going to give us Science Junior, which is another tool for collecting science. I need to look up this. I'm going to actually, when I've finished doing this recording, I'm actually going to Google this and see what it actually does. Experimental storage unit. Yes, I'm definitely going to do that. Right, so let's research you, because I'm going to want at least 2 if not 3 of these things here, and I'm not sure what this Probodobodine Stay Putnik, how that actually works, but I will find out at some point. What have we got left? We've got 44 points. So we're in the 90s here, so we can't do much then. We're in the 45s here, so we can't get any of these. Cool, so we've got as much as we can. Mission control. Aha, we've got 1 active contract, which we... What is the active contract? Take a crew report in flight. Huh? How did that not work? We want you to haul the heat shield into flight above Kerbin. Can I only go to this height in between these and be at that speed? Maybe that's how it works. Maybe I have to be between those altitudes and between those speeds for it to register. Okay, well, never mind. What else have we got here that we can do? No, 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 no. I'm looking at these. When it says all these different areas, I don't know where all of these are, so I'm not going to bother doing that. Complete each tourist travel itinerary, then return them safely to Kerbin. Are scheduled to collect their furs. Not quite sure what's involved with that. So another ferry one there. They're probably simple, but at this moment in time, I'm not going to do ferrying until I'm a bit more confident with how to actually fly properly. But what I am going to activate is this orbit Kerbin. I think we can get that done in the next episode. So let's accept contract. And is there anything we can upgrade? So if we upgrade the launch pad, it's going to mean that we can have a maximum vessel weight of 140 tons instead of 18, a maximum size of 36 instead of 20, so that's going to be a good one to upgrade. If we upgrade the vehicle support bay, at the moment we can have 30 parts, and that's going to mean 255 parts, and the basic action groups available, which is what I was wanting to use earlier. That, I think, is what we want. How much is this? 50. And how much is this? 225. Bear in mind we need to build our rocket as well. Let's... I don't know what to do first. What else have we got here? Tracking station. Patch conics visible in map. Research limit 500. Not that that's an issue, because we're spending it all the time anyway. Resource transfers available, okay. Admin. We're not using strategies at the moment, so I'm not even looking at that. 12 active Kerbals. Kerbals can perform EVAs. That's a handy thing to have. Kerbals on EVA can place flags. That's a really handy thing to have, because then we can actually get out into on the side of the spaceship when we're in space. Do I get that now? That's definitely one that we want. Maximum parts supported, we want that. Oh, there's so many that we actually really need right now. That I'm not too fussed about. We want these 4, but these 3 here is what we really need. Oh, what have I just done here? I just clicked on this. Come back out, please. But we've only got 273. Can we get away with 30 parts to get into space? EVAs. That means we're going to have... You know, so what we can probably do without that just yet. Maximum supported parts 30. Oh, that's space plane. We don't need to do that. That's for space plane. This is for vehicle assembly. Let's upgrade you. Bosh. Done. Right, we can now have 255 parts. Now we can build a bigger, better spaceship. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it an end of an episode. Next episode we are going to construct ourselves a spaceship. I'm going to do a little bit of research as well, find out what that experimental storage, what was it called? Experiment storage unit. Find out what that is all about, and plan what we're going to do for our next spaceship. The plan, hopefully, well, we're going to get into space for sure, because we can do that with this, but what we want to be able to do is we want to orbit Kerbal, and that's going to take a little bit more finesse, I guess. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please do hit that like button. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. It just helps me get more videos out to more people, and if you want to be notified, then hit that notification bell and you'll know when new videos come out. Lots of videos coming on the channel. Obviously at the moment, videos every single day for the month of August. If you request it, I'll do it every day for the month of September as well, but at the moment it's just going to be for the month of August, and my goal is to try and hit 500 subscribers. So if you can help me out with that, it will be really, really appreciated. Stay safe, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.